Elias, off-court review. It's been 13 days since I sent you the technical tape. You haven't watched it yet. I see you, man. You gotta keep working on your game. But now, let's, I know you're a busy guy, but still, try to make some time to really watch the video. It's about 40 minutes, okay? You can watch 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. If you want, you can prioritize it, okay? Your tennis development. If you really want to get better, you have the information, the club is here, the courts are free for playing, you just have to come out and practice, right? Now, for the, let's start with the forehand volley. First of all, grip between 2 and 3, you're doing all the things right. One thing you could do better, you can stay higher with the elbow. Unit turn, you really want to stay vertical, okay? Sometimes this elbow collapses a little bit and the racket face opens slightly, okay? So you really want to practice, exaggerating this, really solid ready position, really way out there, unit turn, step and go forward, okay? Keeping the balance all the way with the head over the stepping foot. So again, that's a small detail, but it's gonna help you as well on the forehand, okay? So if you really learn this uncomfortable position of keeping the chicken wing on the forehand wing, for the forehand volley, as soon as you turn the grip and you're in a forehand position, that's really gonna help you. Connected to the forehand volley, of course, you have the forehand ground stroke, which you have improved massively, okay? Now go back 1 year ago, you used to have an open racket face, you were swinging this way, and then you were kind of scooping the ball over. Now, for injury prevention, that's massive, okay? That's a lot less stress on the joint. For generation of topspin, the fact that you're pushing down the racket face and pulling forward, that's huge, again. So, well done, kudos to you, you did the work, now we gotta keep working, okay? Now, one thing that you can do better on the forehand, you wanna turn, you wanna keep the elbow up, just like you do on the forehand volley. As you do, the racket face is gonna be closed. It can help sometimes if you also extend the non-dominant arm, okay? If you get in this position with the non-hitting arm, you're actually gonna be coiling even more, okay? You don't have to, but again, if you see a lot of really good players, they do get in this coiled position instead of being over here, okay? So keep that in mind, try it out. You wanna break the swing in 2 parts, so you don't wanna bleed down, okay? You don't wanna keep like one continuous motion, okay? It's gonna help you with the elastic energy, okay? If you feel like the 1, 2, you really want to break it in 2 parts. Also on the return is going to help. 1, 2, keeping the elbow up, really break the swing in 2. Don't let it slide down. You don't want to stop. You don't want to slow down with the racket down here. You want to go 1, 2, gravity, okay? Let it free fall. Backhand volley, 2-handed backhand volley, lots of good things, good timing. Sometimes you are not stepping toward the ball, sometimes you're stepping away from the ball, so you really want to make sure that if the ball is in this direction, you want to turn, you want to step forward, okay? Out toward the ball. Same idea, if you improve the ready position at the net, keeping this, it's just pronation, okay? If you keep this elbow higher, and you keep all the left hand on the grip, this is really going to help you, first of all, to keep a vertical racket face on the volley, as you step, but then most importantly, talking about the 2-handed backhand ground stroke, as you turn more, okay, with the dominant hand between the grip between the side number 1 and number 2, as you turn more, as you can see, the racket face is going to be hooded, it's going to be closed. You have the chicken wing. You do not want to let the chicken wing go, okay? If you drop the elbow, the racket face is going to open, and then you're going to be in troubles, okay? So you do want to keep the elbow up for as much as possible and then drive it again in 2 parts, okay? 2-part swing, don't let it slide. The ready position, the unit turn, it's paramount, it's super important, okay? So again, from the back view, you compare it to yourself. 1, you can go back and see the technical video. 2, as you can see, I'm not collapsing here, the racket face is not opening. I'm not scooping. I'm not too close to my body. I'm not finishing here, okay? Elbow up, way up, keep the balance up on both toes. Very important. 1-handed backhand volley, same idea. If you exaggerate the elbow up, the racket face is gonna stay more vertical. If you get sloppy with the left elbow, you're gonna end up with an open rocket face. Open rocket face, it means you have to readjust it, okay? So you really wanna exaggerate, this elbow up, step forward, keep the balance, head over the stepping foot. That's massive. Same with the underspin, much better, but there is always a but. It's never gonna be perfect, okay? So just get used to it. And that's why it's funny, right? So that you can always get better. Otherwise it would be boring, you know, otherwise everybody would play paddle. So, from here, ready position for the underspin, okay? You're turning, the racket face is just about 10 degrees open. 10 degrees open, banana shape swing, okay? You don't wanna give side spin, you don't wanna let this elbow collapse. If this elbow collapses, the racket face gets in this kind of waiter straight position, and then the natural path of the racket is gonna be this one, okay? You're gonna hit the ball with side spin across the baseline. You're making an effort to go out toward the target, which is great. It's gonna come even more natural if from here you turn, the elbow is up, the racket face is just 10 degrees open. And then with this hand going back and down, that's really gonna help you to drive the underspin, okay? So sometimes you will have to slice the slice, and sometimes you will have to drive it if you want to hit that aggressive approach shot coming to the net with, especially with the karaoke step that you do. You learn, okay? So that's really good. Underspin, okay? We talked about it. Now, for the overhead, one thing that can be improved, okay? Sometimes, and this is gonna be the same with the serve. The timing of the racket drop, which is more clear on the serve, and on the overhead, you can get even more pop. Now, I'm gonna talk about the vanilla correction first, okay? Vanilla correction is gonna be after you hit at contact, you're up here, you really wanna look at the watch, you go back on YouTube, check out Pete Sampras, check out Ben Shelton, check out Alcaraz, check out Holger Rune. You will see that basically a lot of good servers, okay, end up in this position for a second with the elbow slightly higher, so that the racket face, the palm of the hand is looking outward, okay? So if you really want to snap the last link of the kinetic chain, that's a massive help, okay? So from there, you don't want to hit the smash with this side of the racket, you want to hit it, you want to snap it out, okay? And that contact, of course, the racket face is going to be basically looking at the ball, and then in this snapping out action, okay, that's where you're going to get, you know, a few kilometers an hour extra. The arm action is much better than it used to be. It's a lot cleaner. It used to be a palm upper with the palm over here. Right now, you're making a big effort. Remember the crossover step, okay? As you look for the ball, to keep the palm down without hitting your head like I did. But again, keeping the palm down, going all the way around. Don't want to lose the balance. You want to stay sideways. You want to get a good power line out to the right, okay? Sometimes you do hit the ball in this position. It's also about practice, dude. I mean, it's like if you look at it, you're playing a couple of times a week, 3 times a week. It would be a lot easier to get used to hit the smashes if you hit like smashes 5 times a week, you know? So sometimes it's not that you're doing all the wrong things. Sometimes you just need to get used to do the right thing on the overhead. Now, serve, lots of positives. You used to be opening up this much of contact 1 year ago. Right now, you're maybe a little bit too much on the other side, okay? So right now, you're really staying sideways, which is great. If you overdo it, then you have a hard time, like kind of hitting the ball through, okay? So you do want to be, remember the reference point at contact is not the side fence, is the net post, okay? So the hips and the shoulders at contact, they're gonna be at the right net post for you that are right-handed, okay? So that's something to keep in mind. Snap out. Now, the massive source of power that you're gonna get, as I talked about in these days already, is gonna be that. Now I hope you can still hear me, but as you serve and as you get in this coiled position, okay, you have a pinpoint stance. You wanna be here on the 3, okay? Now going through the timing is gonna be 1, bottom step number 2, 2 to the cobra position, baseball position. As you get in the salute position, you want the racket to be out here, okay? Sometimes on the 3, your racket is behind you, and then you lose momentum. And that's why sometimes you also open up. So, you really want to start doing it like from the 3. You might want to hold the racket until the last second, okay? So, toss and let go as fast as possible, okay? Again, 1, 2, 3. Coil in position, butt goes in, the knee turns in, the racket is out here. 4. Okay, and you can watch in slow-mo if you want. But again, at the 3, the racket is out. It's not in the backpack, okay? From the back, you don't want to be here. On 3, you want to be here. On 3. And then it's slow down, okay? So, but really, I hope you do watch this. I hope you should be watching the technical tape so that all this makes a little more sense. And then just gotta get out here and practice, okay? All right, Elias, see you soon.